Alright guys, how y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of Vern's Misadventures. Today we're going to work on my Coco 2, Color Computer 2. It's a sweet little machine. Picked it up on eBay, cleaned it up. It cleaned up real well. I was very pleased with how nicely it came out after as filthy as it was when it came in and as shoddily as it was packed to have no damage apparent. I was quite pleased. Now, what we got to do to this thing? Well, I'll show you. So, I bought this from, not this, but this. I bought this Coco SDC, right? I got it from a place called 8-Bit-Tronics. I actually bought it on eBay, but this is the company that sold it to me. So that's nice. It took a while to get it. It came from Canada. So it's here. And now I can't use it because I never got around to doing anything with the Coco. I believe I got to have extended basic in here, and I also need 64K RAM. So I have the RAM. I have EPROMs, and I have ROM images. What I don't have is a definitive answer of whether basic and extended basic are all on one ROM on this machine, or if they are on two ROMs. So what we got to do is we got to open this thing up so we can find out, well, I mean, do I need to burn an EPROM with just the extended basic, or do I need to build one that has two? I got an EPROM adapter that'll go from the, it goes from the 24-pin EPROM to the 28-pin EPROM. So we got that too. We should have everything we need to do this, is what I'm trying to say here. Everything but the skill necessary. And thanks to the power of Google, I think we can figure that out too. Alright, so with the screws out, I think the top lifts off. Yeah. It's not bad in here. Not a whole lot. There's some dust, but it's not bad. I'll probably clean it up before it goes back together. And I believe this will lift up and kind of just move out the way. Okay, came out of there. I think it's okay. I would hate to break this thing. It was working so nicely. Well, the only thing in here that looks like a ROM to me is this. And it looks like we have an empty ROM slot, doesn't it? Yes, it certainly does. And we have an empty socket. So all we need to do is put the extended basic on this one, I believe. It looks pretty good, actually. It's a little dusty. I think we just clean it up a little. Call it good for today. So here's our RAM. That looks like Motorola RAM in it. Then that will be our 16K of RAM, because there are 8 of them. We will be replacing those with some 4164s. So basically I just need the extended ROM image, and I'll just write it onto a 27C256. Those are what I have. So of course that's a 32K ROM. We're going to put an 8K ROM image on that, so we'll probably write it on there 4 times, and that should take care of that. I think somewhere in here there, yeah, 64K RAM right here at J1, which is going to be right here. We have to jump that. I'll just solder a little. I'll probably solder a leg across it or something. I think that's the only place. So this is the RAM I have in stock. In stock. I bought these when I didn't know what was wrong with the Commodore 128. I wanted to have plenty of RAM in case I had multiple bad chips, so I went ahead and bought enough RAM to replace every last one of them on the board. As it turned out, memory wasn't a problem, it was the PLA. So, go figure. Anyway, these are 4164-15NLs. Let me bring you over to my left monitor here. So if we look over here, I was a little concerned that on the 4517s, they might be a 12 volt chip. This is a 4517P12. So 4517, if we look at the pinout here, we see that it does not use 12 volts on this chip. There is DCC is so pin 9 would have been my concern. It says no connection. I was a little concerned that it might have been a 12 volt deal there. I don't think that these 4164s will be compatible with I don't think that they'll have a 12 volt connection, and if we were to feed 12 volts to them, we would fry them quickly and possibly damage the computer too. So last thing we want to do is something stupid like that. Alright, so no connection pin 1, D, W, RAS, A0, A1, VDD. So you got A7 over here, and pin 9 says no connection. If the original chip didn't use A7, everything else is exactly the same. Maybe a quick check to make sure that it's not feeding 12 volts to pin 9 wouldn't be a bad idea. And beyond that, it looks like they're compatible, because look at the pins are all the same, with the exception of the no connection here on 9 versus A7. Let's try something here. Is this thing not turned on? It's not even turned on. There we go. So if we look here, we got 4.9, and then if we look on the one that supposedly is no connection, oops, you're getting 3.6 volts there. Which could be its interpretation. Yeah, it's getting 3.6 all the way across. So that's address 7, 3.6 volts. Let's see. 1 says no connection. What do we get there? Nothing. Interesting. This should work. If it doesn't, I'll always think it should. I say we try it. You want to be grounded to earth while you're working on a powered board. So I took it off for that. Sad as it would be, you can buy another computer. Only get one body per life. And they're stiff. I think I'm going to spray a little deoxit on there, kind of lube things up. Just kind of let that work like penetrating oil almost. This is good stuff. I learned about it watching Adrian's Digital Basement. He uses the heck out of this stuff. I'm making a mess with it. I'm glad I decided to do this before I clean up the board. I'm certainly going to have plenty to clean. I've used this before on the Compact Portable 2, and it made all the difference as far as pulling these chips out of these sockets. This thing is, I believe, actually older than the Compact Portable 2 by a couple of years, unless I'm mistaken. I think this is an 84. Yeah, see the date on the chips, 8420, 8421, 8421, 8421, 8415, So all the chips on the board are 84s. All of them. And even these are 8411, the memory chips. So, yeah, it's a 1984 computer. I don't ordinarily rock them, but they're so stiff. I don't want to just yank them. I don't want to break solder joints in the sockets. Lord. Yeah, that cap's going to be in our way. I will use the screwdriver method for that one. The pick always fits. So, okay. I'll stab into the belly of a chip I'm replacing anyway, any day. Coming down in here and scratching up the board. It doesn't look like there's any traces on the top of the board that go across anyway. But I know Chris Edwards pointed that out on Amiga repairs, that a lot of times people get like a screwdriver or something and they'll come in here like this and end up scratching the traces on the board. So these are good Texas Instruments chips here. Call me biased or whatever, but I like them. The original were 120 nanosecond, these are 150s. Hopefully that won't be an issue. According to a wiki post I found when I was looking up information for this, it stated 200 nanoseconds or better is what you're looking for. So these would fall in that category, because I believe the 15 means they're 150s. The 12 on the originals meant 120. This should complete the set here. So then we just have to jumper this here. Q-tip party. Just kind of wipe this down. That's definitely where we got to have any oils or something that's going to get in the way of us getting a good connection between these two. We definitely want to get that fixed up. I should probably have shot something in here while I was at it. Oh, she's leaking already. So we start cleaning everything up and then have to add it later. And I think I'll go ahead and put some in here. Well, I've got pretty good access to it. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely made a mess there, but that's okay. And then probably need one of these here. I might could just drag solder across it, but I think I'd rather do it this way. We'll see how it works out. I might get pissed off here in a couple of seconds and just decide I'm just dragging solder. So who knows? I think I might leave this on there for now, just as a handle. See, and snip it off later. Kind of like that plan. All right, well, let's put some fresh solder down. Let's glob that up a little bit better. Alright. Yeah, you only get one hand that works worth a damn, so it's hard to choose which one to use for which. I might have chosen badly. I can improve upon it once I get it in place. Okay. That on there like so. A prettier blob of solder on it. I think that probably works. I find it hard to believe we're not going to get a connection. Yep. Alright, supposedly it's going to light up with more RAM than it had before. There we are. So we'll turn on the power for the TV. Okay, and we turn on this. Tandy Basic 1.2. So we got to remember that part. So we'll just do a quick print mem, I guess. And see what it comes up with. It used to have 16K. It'll probably say like 32 if we were successful. It won't give us the whole 64 in basic. Let's see, mem. 31,015. So, yeah, I think we're okay. Yep. Let's see, we shut it off. I think we're going to make a single ROM with this. I'll just do Hex Workshops. I'll go File, Open. And then with that, we'll just do Coco 2, the ROMs, and assemble ROMs. We'll go to Extended Basic 1.1. So we'll just use the original, I guess, and open. So we'll go on down here. Scroll on down. And we do, let's see, edit, select all. Select all. Then we go edit copy. Copy. So from there we could just do edit paste. Paste. So yeah, okay. And then we do that a couple more times. Edit, paste, and one more time. Edit, paste. So we'll go ahead and make. We'll go File, Save As. And we'll make this XBase 11 X4 -x4.rom, and we'll save that. Okay, so we can close this hex editor now. The next thing we'll do is we'll open up the programmer. Yeah, XG Pro. We'll get one of our EPROMs out. So let's try loading our file this time. Load. And we go browse, fire and lane. That's going to be over here. So our Tandy folder. Tandy Coco 2. ROMs. Assembled ROMs. And we want the X4 right here. Open. Okay. And then with that, we should be able to just program. Nice. It says it succeeded. So, back. I guess we could read it. Make sure that something good happens. Read. Alright, so let's go ahead and clear. We'll clear the log. I don't need to worry about the log. I guess we're done with that. We close it. Supposedly we have a ROM file now. And we'll go back to the overhead camera. Right. So our EEPROM's still in the programmer. It's not being programmed or anything. We'll just leave it there for safekeeping. So we put our adapter in first, I guess. Okay, well, it went in. Huh. Wow. Alright. So that's on there. Now we can put the EEPROM in that. Assuming, well, let's get the legs straightened up here. Okay, that looks good here. Let's go in. Let's go ahead and go in, huh? Alright, I'll put a little bit of this tape on there so everybody who's going to freak out about the window won't freak out. So there we go. Allegedly, it's done. So let's bring the TV back over and test it. Should say right across the top, should say something about extended basic if we were successful. Let's find out. It just says color basic 1.2, so there's no extended basic to it. I suspect it could be jumpers on our adapter. I need to find some kind of documentation for the adapter and find out what we might need to do there. So there's a link here for the product information page on our adapter. Why don't we have a look at that? What the hell? Okay, so 2364. Let me look at the top of this table. Maybe it tells you what the hell they're talking about. One. So hey y'all, I never could figure out what to do with this thing. I couldn't make heads or tails of that chart. So I took a stab at it. Ended up screwing it up. It didn't work. Out of complete frustration, I ended up just pitching that thing in the trash, and I ordered a simpler adapter that didn't have all the options this one had. And well, let's get into that, shall we? Alrighty, well, we got our adapter for our EEPROM so that we can finish up the Coco 2 upgrades here. I got that other one and it was too complicated. The documentation for it sucked. And yeah. So I got this other one and it is just a bare board because I have plenty of header pins and sockets here that I can make one. So we'll need one of these. We'll need a couple of these. So these are round. These are the round header pins. If you look over here, see now I've got this simple. It tells you right there. Typical setup. So if I was going to use a 27C64, there'd be no soldering necessary. But I was wanting to use my 27C256 that I already had, and I've already programmed it and everything. So let's just use that. And basically, if you're going to use 27C128, then you would bring A13 to ground, right? And if you're going to use a 27C256 like I am, you got to ground A13 and A14. And so what that does for us is it's gonna pull the upper ranges of the EEPROM to ground. That will make it where only the lower block will be red. So we should be good. So let's build this out, shall we? So according to the picture here, you're going to put your pin headers on this one, and then on the other side we'll put the socket. And so there's like an outline of what they expect you to do here, which I find quite helpful. So easy, even Vern could do it. So we want the pins up on this side here. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of poke that in there. And the only reason I'm doing that is just so that they'll stay aligned in such a way that I can put them in the socket on the motherboard, right? So that's all we're using this for, is the alignment. I hope this doesn't ruin the socket. If it does, it does. I got more. So with that done, we can put these guys together right here. And so hopefully between the circuit board holding one end of it and the socket holding the other, yeah, we'll end up with a usable board when we're done. So if there was any flux left in that pen, we should have gotten some on there. Okay. Solder between A13, A14 and ground here. So we just need to for now, I think we're done here. So the next thing to do is to put it in the machine. I think it looks like it's going in. Okay, let's see. This side looks good. This side looks good. Alright, should be official. Now, we gotta get a ROM. This one here is my 27C256. And that's how we soldered this adapter up to work with that. But I am hoping we can actually succeed in what we originally tried to do, which was to use a 27C256 for this project. So it is in there. Alright, let's hook up the monitor. And maybe we'll be on to something. So let's see what happens. Extended color basic. Yes! Let me make sure we actually get it on video here. Extended color basic 1.1. So yes, we win. And if we do a print memory, At 24,871 left. It makes sense we would have less now than we had before because now we're running an extended basic. So that is fantastic, man. We did it. We did it, y'all. We did it. It wasn't easy. It wasn't pretty. Sometimes it was barely bearable to watch, but we did it. Well, with all that done, we can put it back together. Got it all upgraded. 64K RAM and extended basic. Check and check, huh? Good. Back together. Hot day. All the screws, huh? Well, y'all, I believe this video is getting pretty long. So we're going to cut it here, and we'll pick up the rest as part 2. In the next one, we will get the Coco SDC out. We'll get it set up, demo some software and some techniques for using it, whatnot. So, yeah, we've got a full plate with the next one for sure. And it's just too much to go into to try to squeeze in the next few seconds. So let's call it for this one, and we'll pick it up there on the next episode. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and click that notification bell so you'll be notified when I get the next one uploaded. Hey, y'all take care.